Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. in Tel Aviv. Suddenly, the Iron Dome launches into the night sky, intercepting a wave of incoming missiles. Just hours earlier, Iran claimed responsibility for what it calls a warning shot, a retaliatory strike. The next morning, oil prices spike, American bases in the Middle East are put on high alert, and headlines across the U.S. scream one thing: war is brewing in the Middle East. But how did we get here? And why does this conflict matter so much to people sitting thousands of miles away in Chicago, New York, or Texas? Let's break it down. Point 1. The deep-rooted rivalry. The tension between Iran and Israel isn't new. In fact, it's been simmering since 1979, when Iran underwent a major revolution. The new Islamic Republic turned its foreign policy on its head, and Israel, once an unofficial ally, became enemy number one. Since then, the two countries have never had diplomatic ties. Iran backs armed groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza, both of which oppose Israel's existence. Israel, in turn, has launched countless airstrikes against Iranian assets in Syria and beyond. This is a Cold War in the desert, but it's heating up. Point 2. What sparked the recent escalation? Fast forward to 2024 to 2025. It started with a single airstrike. Israel reportedly targeted a military facility in Syria, killing top Iranian Revolutionary Guard officials. Iran didn't stay quiet. They launched drone attacks directly toward Israeli territory, not through proxies, but from their own soil. That was a game changer. Then came cyber attacks. Tehran's airport shut down. An Israeli hospital system was knocked offline. The battlefield had expanded to the digital realm. For the first time, the shadow war was fully exposed. Point 3. The proxy web and regional fallout. Iran's influence doesn't stop at its borders. The country funds and arms militant groups across the region. Hezbollah in Lebanon has an estimated 150,000 rockets aimed at Israel. Yemen's Houthis have fired missiles at Israeli territory from hundreds of miles away. This isn't just a two-player game. It's a chessboard with many hidden pieces. And when Israel responds, it doesn't just hit Iran. It strikes Damascus, Beirut, even parts of Iraq, all places where Iran is believed to operate. The entire Middle East is caught in a dangerous domino effect. Point 4. Why the U.S. is watching closely. Now, let's bring it home. Why does this matter to Americans? For starters, U.S. troops are stationed across the Middle East, from Iraq to Qatar. Any conflict risks their safety. Iran has already warned that American bases could become targets if the war escalates. Then, there's the economic fallout. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway off Iran's coast, sees 20% of the world's oil pass through it. If Iran blocks it or attacks tankers, gas prices in the U.S. could skyrocket overnight. Remember 2022's inflation crisis? That could feel like a warm-up compared to a full-blown war. Point 5. The nuclear factor, the biggest threat of all. One of the most feared possibilities in this conflict? A nuclear flashpoint. Iran claims its nuclear program is peaceful. Israel, and much of the West, disagrees. If Iran ever reaches weapons-grade uranium, Israel has vowed to strike first. But what if that strike triggers a broader war? Israel, while never officially admitting it, is widely believed to have nuclear weapons. If the two were ever to cross that red line, we'd be looking at the first potential nuclear standoff in the 21st century outside of Russia or North Korea. That's not just bad news for the Middle East, that's bad news for the planet. Point 6. What happens next? So what's the end game? Right now, diplomatic channels are thin. The U.S. is urging de-escalation, so are nations like Turkey and Qatar. But neither Iran nor Israel seems ready to back down. Every missile, every strike, every cyber attack adds more fuel to the fire. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to pull both sides away from the edge. Point 7. The human cost we can't ignore. Beyond geopolitics and oil, there are real people caught in the middle. Civilians in Gaza, Tel Aviv, Beirut, and Tehran. Families losing homes, children losing parents, innocent lives shaped by decisions made in military rooms and political war rooms. War is never abstract. It's human. Ending. Final thought in 10 seconds. The Iran-Israel conflict isn't just a headline. It's a crisis that could redraw the map, shift global power, and affect all of us. From the Middle East to Main Street America. Understanding it isn't just important, it's essential.